So, you're thinking of moving to Palm Coast, Florida, but you're not sure if new construction is the way you want to go? Today, we're going to talk all about new construction. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around because we're going to get after it right now. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Stephanie Schulis with Keller Williams Realty. And we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to make the move to Palm Coast, Florida every day, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to make the move in the next 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'll do everything we can to help you make a smooth move to Palm Coast, Florida and the surrounding areas. Today we're going to talk about new construction. Typically when it comes to new construction, there are two main approaches that you can take. There's one where the developer or the builder has the lot. Either you come in and purchase a spec home, or you work with the builder to pick the floor plan. You can even pick the lot, but they own the lot, they build on the lot, and then they sell you the house when they're done building. That's an important distinction because it changes the mortgage that you would get on the home. The other approach to new construction is where you already own the lot. You go and pick a builder of your choice to come build on that lot, and you have to start paying from the start of the construction process. That loan is called a construction to perm loan. And there's a few different requirements to getting a loan like that, so just something to be aware of when you're thinking about new construction is the two different types of loans and the kind of the process and the ownership that comes with that. If you were looking to go with a builder and build on one of their lots, there's kind of two main approaches through that. There's a build on a scattered lot in Palm Coast, or there's a build in a new build community. Sometimes that community may have an HOA, a CDD, it may be gated, etc. But most of the homes are all going to be built around the same time, or at least in the same phase. When you are building on a scattered lot with the builder, as I mentioned, the builder will own that lot. They'll work with you to pick a floor plan to build there, or you're purchasing it as a spec home, which means that everything's already been picked out and selected for you. That's going to be a little different as there may be existing homes around you already, or there could be empty lots that could be developed at any point in the coming years. And then obviously if you already own your lot, you know what the situation is in your neighborhood and what the lot benefits are and things like that. New construction during the peak of the pandemic was a little scary given supply shortages and just price fluctuations that we were seeing. So you may have heard some horror stories during the new build process during that time. I'm happy to report that a lot of that has mellowed out, and that while some items are still hard to get a hold of from a supply chain standpoint, a lot of builders have workarounds, they're keeping an eye on it, and they've kind of systematized how to work through and navigate those shortages, so they tend not to cause the same amount of delays and hardships that we were seeing back then. Right now, a lot of the mass production builders that I'm working with, so the builders that would be building on lots that they own, are offering a lot of incentives. Incentives can include things like buy down points to buy down an interest rate. They can include monies to go to certain upgrades and features within the home. They can be incentives if you work with their lenders, with their preferred insurance companies, etc. And it can really be a huge benefit to buyers right now. New construction is absolutely worth taking a look at if you're looking to buy in the area right now. One of the things that I do when I work with new construction buyers is if they are not local, I go out to the project site every week and take videos or take photos to kind of keep you informed on top of information that you will be getting from the builder and the project team on the builder side. This way you feel like you're in the know. We're also able to spot things that may be going awry and work with the builder to address any potential issues that we may find by staying on top of it and visiting the site regularly. If you're local, I offer to do those visits with you, so we can do them together. You can go out on your own. Obviously, anytime you're out on the site or anytime I'm out on the site, we do have to abide by whatever the builder's rules are for visiting the site. We obviously don't want to be interfering with anything, and we need to make sure that safety precautions are being followed, of course. Oftentimes, when it comes to new construction, how you negotiate new construction properties differ significantly from how you would negotiate a resale home. Typically, when we're negotiating on a resale home, we are going after the asking price, and then we potentially renegotiate things after an inspection. With new construction, a lot of times the prices don't have a lot of wiggle room, and so you're typically not going to be negotiating on that base purchase price. What you can negotiate on is upgrades and included features. So that's something to keep in mind when you're thinking about new construction versus resale homes. One of the questions I get asked about frequently when it comes to new construction is, do I need an inspection? And my answer is yes, always. Always get an inspection, whether it's a resale, whether it's a new construction, even though that new construction will often have homeowner warranty and things like that. Get an inspection. However, you have some flexibility in terms of when you get the inspection. You can get the inspection, you can work with the builder to line up the time, do an inspection before you move in, kind of right as they are nearing completion of the home. You can take that list to the builder and ask them to address any issues that come up in the inspection. Out of all of the new construction homes I have done, I have never had a perfect, no issue found inspection. Not once. So it's definitely worth getting it done. Another option you can have when it comes to inspections is you do the inspection after you've moved in, maybe about 10 months after you've moved in, before your 1-year warranty expires. This gives the house some time to settle, gives you a chance to live in it, kind of find your own issues and gripes, and can be validated through an inspection report. So that's an option that some people choose to do with regards to inspections, but either way, I highly recommend always doing an inspection, whether you're buying resale, whether you're buying new construction, whether you do it before you move in or whether you do it before your warranty expires. Please get an inspection done. In addition to inspections, new construction homes have, I think, a really fun opportunity when it comes to your walkthroughs. You typically have 2 walkthroughs for new construction homes. You have the blue tape walkthrough and then your final walkthrough. In your blue tape walkthrough, you are handed, typically there's 2 colors, it's usually like a blue and a green, rolls of tape. And you get to walk around the house and find any and all imperfections that you can see. I have a lot of fun doing this, and I would make it a personal challenge to beat the number of spots that I found in a previous home. It's also a really nice opportunity for buyers to kind of start feeling like they have a little bit of ownership in the home already. They get to go through, get a sneak peek behind the scenes, and they get to make sure that everything gets addressed prior to the inspection. Sometimes, the majority of the time, the items that we find on a blue tape walkthrough are cosmetic. Maybe it's something like the texture on the wall behind me. Maybe it's not even. They need to come through, sand a piece down or sand a section down to make the texture even. That would be cosmetic. And that's going to be the majority of types of things found in a blue tape walkthrough. Maybe it's something like the closet's missing the closet organizer. and they just forgot to go through it or haven't gotten to it yet. And so you can flag that, and it just gets it on a list to make sure it's done. Could be a screen is missing on a window, or a bib hose is loose, a faucet's loose, something like that. We can also find bigger issues. We have found leaks where things just weren't tightened enough and potentially went unnoticed, and so now we've noticed it. The builder's able to get their vendors back out there, get those plumbing issues addressed. I had one home once where the toilet wasn't secured to the floor, and so you go and you look, you flush the toilet, everything's great, but if you put any weight on the toilet, go to sit down, the whole toilet scooched over. So we can find some bigger issues on those walkthroughs, and it's important to notate them. Typically, the builder's going to try and address every item found in that walkthrough prior to your final walkthrough and closing. If the builder cannot address them all, maybe they can't get a vendor back out in time to fix something or something like that, then what happens is that creates an addendum that goes to part of your closing paperwork that is basically just a promise from the builder to address those issues in a reasonable amount of time. That way you're still able to close on the home, move into the home without any big impactful delays, but with the confidence of knowing that that's going to be addressed and be addressed very shortly. After the blue tape walkthrough is the final walkthrough. That's where you go through and you check off all of the items that you found in the blue tape walkthrough. Make sure those were done. If there were any pieces that weren't done or completed prior to the blue tape walkthrough, say maybe landscaping hadn't been finished or something like that, that's your chance to make sure that all of that is done to a satisfactory level. It's very rare that you add things to the to-do list at a final walkthrough, but it can happen, so it's definitely something you want to make sure isn't missed. As I mentioned, I enjoy doing the blue tape walkthroughs. If you are an out-of-town buyer and you can't make it back for both the blue tape and the final walkthrough, a lot of times what I will do is I will represent my buyers and do the blue tape walkthrough for them. I will video with them after the walkthrough to show them and go over what I found, and then they can ask any questions they have with the project manager from the builder who's present during the walkthroughs. And then when they come down for the final walkthrough, they get to see that everything's been taken care of, and it just provides that level of comfort knowing that someone was there and had their back and represented their interests. One of the other questions I get asked about all the time is, do I need an agent representing me on new construction? And my answer to that is obviously yes. Not only do we help with things like knowing what builders are tending to negotiate on when it comes to upgrades and features, not only do we help line up inspectors, provide our expertise in blue tape walkthroughs and things like that, we can just help smooth the whole process or another communication point through the process. And the other thing is, most builders have already factored in the cost of having a realtor associated with the deal. So you're not saving yourself any money by not using a realtor. The builders are going to pay our commission, so you don't pay us. You also don't save any money if you don't use us. The builder's price still charges the same price of the home. And you have someone that's representing you, not the builder, not the vendors, not the developer, someone who's only there for your interests. So I do recommend that you work with a realtor on new construction homes. Palm Coast is currently developing at a pretty rapid rate. There are a lot of new construction opportunities, whether you're looking at 55 plus communities, townhouse communities, gated communities, low HOA communities, no HOA communities, and you just want scattered lot, Palm Coast home, etc. There are a lot of opportunities for new construction. And then, like I mentioned, right now, many of them are having incredible incentives that really bring a lot of value to the buyers and make it, even with these high interest rates that we're seeing right now, a really good time to buy new construction properties. If you have any questions on new construction, please leave a comment below. We always love hearing from you, and we will see you on the next video.